Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Mandy. Welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. Today is Saturday, July 13th, and we are going to have a special WIP parade today. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see. Stick around a little bit. If you're a returning viewer, then welcome. Appreciate all your support. Stitches, say hi. This is my little adorable black cat. Her name is Stitches. She does not like to be held against. She will absolutely climb up into my lap if I'm sitting here on the couch reading or something. But for me to actually pick her up and hold her, she's not usually happy about it. Usually it's an indication that we're gonna be, trimming some nails or something, but. So I had to snag her so that you could say hi, because I know she was not present in at least the last video, if not the one before that as well. So it was about time that she make a little bit of an appearance. And apparently it's now bath time because, human touch and everything. So I know that it's only been a week since I last filmed, but I wanted to go ahead. I'm pretty sure that it was just last week. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was like 4th of July. Was that just last week? I don't even remember now. Yeah, I wanted to hop on here, and it's WIP parade season. It's time. This is going to be the mid-year WIP parade of everything that I have touched so far in the year of 2024. So I have a total of 27 WIPs on my list. Today we are showing like 19 or 20. So I am really hoping against all hope that my phone has plenty of storage space to allow for me to get through this video. We got the AC on. I hope that it's not going to be too loud on the video. It is a warm one here today in Michigan. I was out running a couple of errands and my truck was reading like 88 degrees. It was hot. So I definitely had to turn the AC on today, and like I said, I really hope that it's just not going to be too loud. So yeah, we are going to go ahead and dive right into it, shall we? I'm gonna try not to talk too much about every single project, again because of the phone space. I don't want it to turn into what happened a few videos ago. Today I've already been working on trying to clear out space what I can on the phone to hopefully minimize any storage space issues. So I do have things, you can see right here that is the stack of stuff. It's kind of precarious sitting right here beside me. For the most part, things are off of Q-snaps. Not a single thing is ironed. I do have them ordered chronologically. I think I've already said that, but I do have my full coverage first, and then from there everything else just throughout the years that I've started. No particular reason, just easy way for me to organize myself. So first one I don't have off the Q-snap just because it has somewhat been a recent WIP and I don't really want to take it back off the Q-snap. We are working on Mini Sea Opal. This is artwork by Elizabeth Welker. Yeah, Elizabeth Welker, charted by Heaven and Earth. 16 count white Aida, 2 strands, full cross. I am about 25% done. I really don't want to take it off of the Q-snap because I'm gonna be getting back to it here soonish, and I don't want to take it back off. I am working away. I want to say, I forgot. I was gonna say what page number, and I don't remember. I think I've got 2 complete pages finished. Maybe it's 3 complete pages, and I'm working on page 4 and 5. I know I'll be reaching the far corner, so the upper right corner at some point. So whatever pages that makes it. This is the mini version. I don't know if I said that or not. Yeah. So like I did mention, I'm about 25% through. I don't remember what percentage I was starting this year. I'm not going to remember any of that data. This is a bit of a focus piece now. If you've been with me, you know that I finished a previous Heaven and Earth project. Finished that in the month of May. That was definitely my focus piece, so now this one is going to be more or less my focus. I really haven't stitched on it a whole lot in the last month or so, I guess, but I definitely am planning on getting back to it. So this is the oldest full coverage that I've been working on. I do have a couple of older than this one. I just haven't touched them at all this year. Alright, moving on. This next piece, I picked it up last night, so it is an actively currently working on piece, I guess. This is Mini Which Way. Artwork is Molly Anderson, I think. Did I say this was the mini version? My brain just is not here. Chartered by Hayden. Same material, 2 strands, full cross, 16. And last night and then today, last night I was really focusing on filling in some of this background piece. And then today when I picked it up, I was really focusing on filling in some of, like, I would pick a symbol and pretty much between here, get it worked in. It was fun, kind of funny. I was sitting here, it was sitting off to the side, and I looked down at the piece and I realized, oh, that's a bat. This little color, this darker color, while working on it, because it's the same colors that's in her hair, I just thought it was a curly Q. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together, the fact that it's not exactly connected to her at all. I just was thinking, you know, it was a bit of a curl from her hair. Yeah, I didn't realize that that was actually a bat, because there's a bunch of colors in there, so definitely a little bit of confetti. You know, full coverage is absolutely one of those things of, you gotta step back from it to really get the full appreciation of what you're stitching on, because when you've got something right in front of you, it just does not always look like you're stitching on much until you take a step back from it and actually look at it from a little bit of a distance. This one I am about 35%. I was just looking at the percentages. I think I'm about 35%. I believe earlier this year I finished the upper right corner page, and so then I'm working down. This piece is not that big at all. I was looking at the pattern earlier, kind of wondering, I'm not too far off from the bottom of this particular page that I'm working on. Below that is going to be one more row of full pages, and then the bottom next row is just going to be partial pages. So yeah, it's moving along. I cannot wait to get into her dress. That is going to be my favorite part, I think. Definitely don't want to rush through to it, but the background's, I gotta slug my way through it, I think. But those colors are looking good. Like I said, it was just really cool to kind of get that pop of a bat coming out. So that is my Mini Which Way. If you've been with me at all before, you've seen this piece because I was working on it not that long ago. This is Black Cat stained glass. I want to say it's number 3. It is from the Stitches So Beautiful. I got it on Etsy. You know, I think the last time I showed it, I said that I was going to get the artist name. I don't remember. But I love that Black Cat. Funny enough, this chart does not have a single 310 stitch in it. So even though it's a black cat, there is no black stitches in it. Goes without saying, same 16 count white Ada, 2 strands, full cross. Say it again anyways. And here we go. This is, I finished page 1. It's gonna be a big piece. That's the bottom right there. It's gonna be a pretty big one. But it's smooth going easily. I've got into a little bit of confetti with this arch, but otherwise, like, this is just all one color pretty much. 939. So definitely just up in that upper left hand corner at some point on this page is going to be the start of the ear. But yeah, I am working into other pages. Just this is kind of right at the orange is the stop of page 2, getting into page 3 over here. But I absolutely adore using Pattern Keeper because it gives the symbols and, you know, highlights everything, and I'm not restricted to just being able to stay in one page or anything like that. I definitely stitch as kind of pretty much as far as the Q-snap will allow for me. The next picture, like I said, I kind of want to keep moving along just because of phone storage and everything, so hopefully I'm not talking too fast. Oh, definitely about to drop my iPad. I love Donna Gelsinger's work. This is absolutely amazing piece. This is the mini version of Haunted House, charted by Hayde. Like I said, artwork by Donna Gelsinger. I adore this piece. I am nowhere near making much progress on it at all. I don't even know where I'm at here. I pulled it out of the project bag, but really didn't like refold it or anything. So I am slogging away on that upper corner. This is page 1. I know I'm moving into page 2 at some point here, but and this is exactly what I mean by full cover with Pattern Keeper. I just kind of follow the symbols, so I will pick a symbol and go pretty much as far as I can within the Q-snap. I'm not gonna like come all the way down here if it means counting that far, so I am just all over the place when it comes to that. This one is slow going. There's a lot of confetti, absolutely, and so it is most definitely one of those that when I'm in that kind of mood of stitching, which can be often enough, it's not one of those things that I don't shy away from confetti stitching, but it definitely takes a bit of a certain mood to work on, and it is definitely one of those pieces that I will pick a symbol and pretty much stitch whatever I have access to without a whole lot of counting away, and you know, obviously with what's within my Q-snap. I know the original, like the regular size, is huge, and that was a reason why I was definitely waiting for a mini to come out available, and so I was excited that mini finally did come out, because even, I know it's all wrinkled, but it's gonna be a decent size for even being a mini. Because of the fact that I stitch on 16 count, I'm really dabbling into 18 count a lot lately. You'll see definitely some other projects that I've really been enjoying the 18 count stitching. I cannot imagine. In fact, I remember looking at the original pattern, you know, because they've got the sizes listed on the website. The way that I buy my Aida, I would not even have been able to buy a piece big enough that would give me any sort of margin to stitch the regular version on it. I probably could buy bigger bolts or whatever, I don't even know what it's called, bigger yardage of the material, but just the last couple pieces that I've bought of the white Aida, I think it would be just enough to do the width of it without, I guess maybe it'd be the length. I don't know, one of the two sides would have been perfect just to stitch the piece itself, but again, there'd be zero margin, and we're not doing that. So that is my mini. I love this piece. I just haven't put a whole lot of time into it. I know I've seen a few people stitch in the full size one, and you can definitely, those leaves definitely look bigger, a little more detailed, but I'm definitely seeing that light in the corner kind of shining through, so I'm happy with the mini so far. I just gotta spend some time working on it. All right, so that is all of the full coverage pieces that I've worked on so far this year. I still have, I don't know, half a dozen other ones that I just haven't even touched so far this year. No reason, just hasn't been what's called to me. I love watching other people with their setting the goals and, you know, how much they want to stitch on in a year and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But when it comes to my stitching, I am absolutely all about that squee-wee life. Stitch what you want when you want, and I'm gonna stitch on what calls to me. And if it means working on one piece, you know, for 2 weeks at a time, I'm gonna keep stitching on it. So yeah, no rhyme or reason to what I stitch on for the most part. Now this month I have been participating in a Facebook challenge that I had to make a list of projects, spin a wheel, stitch so many stitches, you know, provide before and after pictures, and move on. And so some of the projects that you'll be seeing mix is really because of the fact that I've been working on that challenge so much, and definitely enjoying getting the progress on some of those. So moving on to the rest of my WIPs now. This one is going to be my oldest WIP that I still have on my list. It's one of those things that I've enjoyed working on it, but it hasn't really been a crucial priority thing to finish by any means. This was in the August 2017 Just Cross Stitch magazine, and it is called Bergamo Borders, looking like this. It is charted and overdyed, but then also a DMC conversion, so I am doing the DMC. Glad that I am, because it is eating up the floss. I could not imagine doing this, because it's a big piece. I could not imagine doing all of that in overdyed. So I believe it's this one that I'm currently working on. Yes. So it's I've definitely enjoyed working on these bands for the most part. I've been working on one band individually, and so I will work the black all the way across it and then come back in with the blue and the red. And so I am working on some of this band right in here. And so I've got, you know, good portion. This one definitely would work out good for the divided up, but I haven't made it a priority to do so. Same material of the 16 count white Aida. This was a spur of the moment. I spied it in the magazine. It's like, ooh, I want to stitch that, and I had a piece of white fabric on hand and just got it started. So I'm pretty sure that this year all I've done has been just the black of this band so far. I think I picked it up, you know, now that I think about it, I think maybe earlier in the year I was working on finishing this band, and so when I picked it up more recently, it was starting in on just all of that white. Sorry, that's black. So, and all that stuff is done. It fits perfectly in my 11-inch Q-snap, so I really don't want to take it back off again, because again I am, I shouldn't say again because I don't think I've even mentioned it, I am using this for that WIP challenge, and so that's recently why I've put in some stitches on it, so it's an enjoyable piece. Next one, I'm sure everyone's already seen it, but I forgot to get the cover photo. Moving on, we've got the Northern Expressions Needleworks. This is the Twisted Rainbow Sampler. This is the traditional cross-stitch version. There is an version that has specialty stitches, but I am just doing the basic straightforward crosses. This one I actually, I have the paper pattern, but at one point I realized that, hey, this could go into Pattern Keeper. So I bought the, well, at one point I did buy the PDF. Well, no, I guess I bought the PDF specifically when I was ready to put it into Pattern Keeper. Because of it being the basic cross stitch version, it went into pattern keeper absolutely perfectly. This material is the crunchiest, even crunchier than the white Ada that I've got, but this is a, I want to say like midnight gray from Witchelt. I'm staying away from Witchelt material because it is just, it can stand up on its own. Everything through, yeah, besides, like, you can tell that's a newer kind of greenish, getting into a bit of a blue. All of those colors are done. So those colors have been zeroed out of the project, and so, yeah. Because of it fitting into Pattern Keeper, I do have that percentage, and I'm like just over 51%. And so, yeah. So the last time I worked on it, I definitely zeroed out this green, and so, yeah. This is a fun piece. I love working on this. This was my New Year, New Start in 2022, I believe. Hasn't really been, again, a huge priority piece to finish. I used to have it on a scroll frame, and I ended up taking the piece off of that because I was going to try to use those scroll bars for another project, and then that just didn't work out. So last time I worked on it, I just put it on a Q-snap. It works just fine. Alright, so because of picking up that piece, we are now working on 2022 WIPs. This one is Spring Birds from whatever that company is. Can't read backwards. Country Cottage Needleworks. This one's just so pretty. I definitely need to get to, I need to focus on this piece a little bit because it really wouldn't take a whole lot. It's not big by any means, and it could be a finish. So I have 3 of the 4 houses done. I've got 1 flower, 1 bird done. And so, as far as I know, I'm planning on doing like the top and bottom border. No reason not to. I did do a conversion of my own doing into overdyed flosses. So I want to say it's just mainly a bunch of color and cotton for the most part, I think. And it was just a matter of looking at the picture, looking for an orange and a blue and a pink and, you know, green and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just my own conversion, and it's flosses because, again, I did start this in 2022, so it was, for a while I was in color and cotton floss of the month, so it's literally just what I had on hand for the time being. So this is stitched on a piece of color and cotton grab bag, no name. Looks like either a 16 or an 18 count. Pretty colors. Again, if I actually just focus on it a little bit, maybe I'll actually see a finish on that someday. I did show this in my last video. This was in the cross stitch for the soul from Emma Congdon. You would think one of these days I would take a digital picture of this so I don't have to keep showing the book. But I am doing this. When it rains, look for stars. No, that says when it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. Dope. Trying to read backwards isn't for the faint at heart. There was a rainbow over my apartment last weekend, I think it was. My friend Crystal was stopping by for a minute, and when she was here, she texted me that there was a double rainbow outside of my apartment, so I like went running, grabbed my flip-flops, grabbed my phone, and went outside. You may have seen it in the in my Instagram stories if you follow me, because I put that exact quote, what's on this piece, as like the caption on that picture. So I didn't actually see the double rainbow. By the time I got out there, the second one was gone, but I did get to see the rainbow. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count color and cotton in the color Ozark. I don't know if it's a color that is readily available at all. or even something you can order. I was in the color of cotton, fabric of the month, like 2020, so this has been in my stash for a while. Last time I picked it up, I was definitely working on the word look. All of this from like here up is all done, back stitch and everything. This is another piece that I really want to get done, but again, hasn't been a priority. So that makes all of my 2022 WIPs. This one was my 2023 New Year, New Start. Love this entire series. Bluebird of Happiness. This is the Songbird Garden series number 5. I believe I was gifted the flosses or something, because it is called for. Not my favorite, but you did see, if you watch regularly, I did have this in my last video. I explained last time that like how you've got the little brown detail here. Totally missed it there. Not even sure how I missed all of that. And yeah, this is stitched on a piece of 18 count Picture This Plus. No, this is not Picture This Plus. This is Bestitch Me in the colorway Punch, and it's looking a little purpley. There we go. That's a little better of like actual so I had a different color picked out for that, or a different piece of material, but there was going to be like no margin whatsoever, so I ended up picking similar, called for, in my stash. So there we go. So I had started this at some point last year. This is Gothic Luna Moth from Night Spirit Studio. At some point last year, there was a hashtag for stitching for the in support of the designer. I don't remember what the hashtag was. Anyways, there was a hashtag that people were supporting the designer as they were going through some health battles, and so I'd started it with them. I really don't remember what that hashtag is though. Gothic Luna Moth. I have really been focusing on this piece recently, again because of that challenge, and so I just got this little bit of black to finish up here. There's gonna, of course, the little other chain here, and then there's gray, another couple of colors of gray throughout. This is stitched on a piece of this is an 18 count. Bestitch Me, I want to say in granite or something like that. And yeah, that is my Gothic Luna Moth. Definitely loving this piece. Really putting in a lot of time on that one lately. I'm not mad about it. Moving right along. I adore this piece, and I swear this cover picture is not going to do it any sort of justice. This is Lady Halloween. Artwork is by, or designed by, I've got text coming in, so it distracted me. Sorry about that. It just went out of my brain. Jardin Privé. I adore this piece, especially Laura Stitching by the Shore had been stitching on it. She's finished hers, and I absolutely adore what she did with it. This is stitched on a piece of, this one's 16 count, Rainy Day, and, from Bestitch Me. And it is charted in 3 colors. I am stitching it in 2, not symbol for symbol. So this coloring is not going to do it any sort of justice, but any of these flowers I am doing in that really dark DMC 154. And so for the most part, I'm doing it in black and then little pops of purple. So since I shared it in my last video, I just again was working on it most recently, and I did all of this letters of the alphabet down here. Yeah, that was all there, and then this was all here. So the last time I picked it up was really just working on this alphabet portion here. So there we go. That is my Lady Halloween Jardin Privé. And moving right along. This is from the Witchy Stitcher. Apothecary Shop. I absolutely love this piece, but I wanted to do it on something a little different than the neutral. And so I went with another Bestitch Me. I love it on this color. This is on Bestitch Me, and it's a mystery. So I got it as a fabric of the month, but I think you might be able to get it on the website. So last time I worked on it, really working in the alphabet, this little border down here a little bit. So again, I'm working on it for a that challenge, WIP challenge, and so I definitely giving it some love. So that is my Apothecary Shop. So these are still my 2013, wow, 2023 WIPs. This is A Year in the Woods, again a cottage garden, and it is from Woodpecker. Or it's from Cottage Garden, and it is the Woodpecker. And once again, I completely forgot to look up what material this is on. And here we go. I worked on this, I believe, since my last video. Yes, in fact, I was working on it, picked up the wrong color thread, had to frog a bunch, and I got that restitched. So since I shared it last, I got the whole beak done and into the eye, and I don't know how I missed reading the symbols, but I grabbed the wrong one, and so like this brownish color was all in there, and then I had to go and frog it all out and restitch it. So that is my Woodpecker. This is a 16 count Bestitch Me. She's got a woodland pack that is meant for this whole series. There's a pack of 4 on the website. So it's meant like to use in place of the called for. And yeah. So, I don't remember the name of it. If you're curious, drop me a comment and I will let you know. My booklet's over here and I don't want to like spend the time looking through it and digging and whatnot. Moving along. This is by Stitch and Needs. It is called Fall Black Cat. I started this in 2023 for Laura Stitching by the Shores fall pumpkin birthday Sal hashtag, I guess. And so I was putting in, I don't think I've worked on it all that recently. This is 16 count Picture This Plus in like Regency, something like that. It is something that I've UFO'd a different project, and so it's perfectly fitting in the Q snap for me to be able to put in there. So definitely just plugging away on that black cat. This little portion right here that's kind of curved is because of the stem of the pumpkin is gonna go in there. So last time I worked on it, probably for a challenge or something, I was just really just plugging away on the black of the cat. There is gonna be some back stitching for the whiskers and then the stuff around it and all that kind of stuff. So again, not a priority piece, but enjoy working on it when I pick it up. All right, so that is the last of my Oh my gosh, I do not have a screenshot of this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it. Nope. I do not have a screenshot of this particular one. In fact, if I could open up the pattern, we can do it that way. There we go. We'll just show you the cover chart. Sorry about that. This is Grief Knows No Bounds. This is stitched an initiative, Stitchers for Peace initiative. We've got Marumi Designs, Aya Rosen, Yasmin's Made with Love, Crafty Yams, and Michelle Bendy Stitches. And this pattern is still available. You can find it on any of their Instagram pages. I know Miriam just posted an update, or it could have been Aya Rosen, just was working on finishing their model of it. I love this piece. It's hard hitting. There's a poem that's in 4 different languages around it. That is just, it's amazing. I don't know it to explain it good enough at the moment, so the whole poem is in the actual PDF. But basically you make a donation to Palestinian Relief and email or mail, DM or email proof of that donation to one of those designers, and they will email you the chart. So I do have the whole like outside border all the way around, at least half stitches. I think, yeah, the bottom of it, part of it's still, I just did half stitches just to get the whole thing around, and then I started in the upper left hand corner and getting that border and some of that corner in. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count Bestitch Me in Ledger. I don't want to stop my recording because I can't restart it. I don't want to edit to try to get 2 videos together, but I'm gonna have to get back to those. We've got a few. Next one is from Luthien Art on Etsy. This is a July birth flower. Jessie Marie and I decided to start together. She started a different month and I went with July. I want to say it's a 16 count winter mix. Could be an 18 count. I've just got a little bit of the border done. DMC, all called for. This is a beautiful blue. I want to say it was a fabric of the month again. So I need to get back to it, but I really don't think I've worked on it since I originally even started it to begin with. Next piece, I do not have a cover photo to show. This is the Ever After Sal, hosted by Forbidden Fiber Company. Forbidden Fiber Co. And it is being released in a weekly drop. So here's what we got. This is stitched on a piece of 18 count. See, I told you, I've been in an 18 count this year. Pretty much everything that I have so far is an 18 count. Like I've just got a couple more, and then I gotta go. And so each, we got the frames, and then each week there's a little bit of a drop. Since you would have seen it last, I just got in the ones that say prunes. I had to Google that reference because I really wasn't sure what that meant. But as soon as I saw what scene it was from, then it dawned on me. Pretty much an introduction to one of the most wormiest of characters on the movie. But this is from the movie from the 1990s, like late 90s, I think it was, with Drew Barrymore, and in the Ever After. I love this piece. It's so fun. Alrighty. Oh, geez. Once again, I do not have... Sorry for the delay. I thought that I had the, I still don't have a picture of this one. So this is called Patchwork. It is charted by, or sold by, designed by, whatever, Rainbow Hunter, I believe is what it is. Found it on Etsy. I've talked about it more recently in that I had to buy material to get it to fit because the material I was gonna have it was gonna give me like less than an inch margin, and I did not want to do that. So we have one block done and the start of the next one. So they're a little decent size. This is stitched on a piece of Zweigert's. I want to say it's Mystic Gray. So it's gonna be so fun working on those rainbows. So again, another challenge piece that I was adding stitches in, and so it was just an easy one to get into a groove. All right, last one, and then I'm sorry, but then we gotta go. This was a start that I actually just started it. Let's see, today's Saturday. I started it last night. I decided I wanted to have a birthday start this year, and my birthday is this coming Monday, and I decided that I was ready to go ahead and start my birthday start. Like Michelle mentioned today, I was on her recording of her Flosstube, so we were chatting before, and she mentioned it is your birthday weekend, so it's not early. So this is Courage from ATM. Love this design. I bought it, the chart and the floss from Forbidden Fiber Co. I've had it for a couple of years in my stash and just hadn't done anything about it yet. So I've got all kinds of skeins of Forbidden Fiber Co. Obsidian and one skein of Midas Touch to give some pops of those gold. And I love the design, but I didn't want to just do it on that neutral fabric. So I went through my stash to find out what I wanted. Yes, it is about that blue. This is going to be a big piece, not going to be quite as long, but it is going to be, in fact, I don't usually use these kind of hoops anymore, but I'm only going to have, again, a little bit of a, I am sorry, that was loud. My iPad fell off the couch. Sorry about that. Again, like 2-inch margin, I think, on this one. So this was my start. So this is like 2 lengths worth of so like how Forbidden Fiber Co. cuts their floss. So I used one, you've got your 6 plies. I used, and I'm stitching 2 over 1 or whatever. So I used 2 of those 3 sets, I guess, if you will. So 2/3 of 1 length, I guess, if you will. So there we go. That is definitely a brilliant blue, but I love the black popping on it. It's gonna look really good. So yeah. All right, we made it through without my phone crashing on me because of space. So I apologize for that loud noise because it definitely was loud for me with my iPad falling. I've got a end table right here that it fell against that. So that is my mid-year WIP parade. I hope you saw something that you enjoyed, and I had a few different people tell me today how I've got such a great mix of projects, and so they were definitely looking forward to me filming a WIP parade. So sorry if I seemed a little scatterbrained, texts going off and dropping my iPad and all that good stuff. So again, also trying to talk fast enough to make sure my phone didn't just completely cut off on me. So that's kind of partially why I've been talking kind of fast too. So hopefully this doesn't take me forever to get uploaded and all of that good stuff. So I hope you are getting lots of stitching time in. If you're in the northern hemisphere, I hope you are staying cool. If you're in the southern hemisphere, I hope you're staying warm. And I hope you're doing well, getting lots of stitching time in. I think I just said that. Stitch what brings you joy, and we'll see you again next time.